People were big fans of this ruler. For good reason, it's so cool. Today I want to try the Kakimori dip pen. It was the one thing I was tracking down when I was in Asia. It was so hard to find in Kyoto, Japan, just because they have a store based in Tokyo. And if you're in Kyoto, there's only 2 stores that carry this pen. One is Tsutaya, which is a bookstore, but when I went there, it was sold out. And the other is Anger's, which is like a lifestyle stationery store. It was there, so I'm really happy that on the last day we were looking for that store and did find this dip pen with a brass nib. And then I also want to try out 2 different inks. I have this Sailor ink. Here's a swatch that I made. And then I have the Dominant Industry Pearl series. Here is the swatch, and it's very glittery. My desk is getting so messy. I remember when I first moved into this room, there wasn't much going on the desk and on the walls, but now that I've been using this room for a couple months now and been drawing and actually filming in here, it's getting kind of crazy. Other things I want to use today are these clips that are nice for just opening your sketchbook. I also have a lot of washi tape, lots of different washi tapes, and a lot of them I got from Asia. I got these cool scissors there too. Yeah, we're just gonna wing it today and just have fun. So, fun fact, I've never used the Kakimori before, other than to apply these swatches on my fountain pen inks. And what's cool about this nib is that it's only one nib, but depending on the angle that you hold it at, it can create 3 different types of line thickness. So you can go from pretty thin to medium to super thick. So I'm excited to try that out. If you're new to dip pens, essentially what you do is you can dip this into a bottle of ink without having to fill your pen's cartridge. You can just start using it. I'm gonna mix this up. And then once you want to change colors, you can just dip into water and clean it up and start using your next color. I'm actually going to set up my sketchbook page first. The sketchbook that I'm using is the one that I created. It's bleed proof. So even if you apply a lot of ink and colors, like these are fountain pens and alcohol markers, it won't bleed on the other side. Here's a page where I used paint markers and some red alcohol markers and no bleeding. Isn't that so crazy? This paper is coated in, I don't know, magic. I'm almost done with this. I only have like 3-4 spreads left. I have this sticky note from an artist that I bought from in Taiwan. I visited them at the Taipei Illustration Fair. Here's their handle. So cute. I think they drew it with their left hand, if that's how it's being branded. Where do we want to put this? Maybe here in the middle. And then I think I also want some washi tape. Okay, we're going for like a blue and pink vibe. I have these from Soda, which I got from Japan and Taiwan. You can find this brand, I want to say, at like really anywhere, any stationery store. I went to Tokyo Hands, Loft, Itoya. I also love this one, all from the same brand. What colors do we want? Or we can go metallic. Yeah, I think I'll go with blue. I also have these sticky notes. Here's like a blue grid, also from those stationery stores that I mentioned. Maybe I'll put this one down here. Placement is kind of arbitrary for me. Just whatever I feel like, you know? There's no reason. What is my washi tape cutter? Oh, here it is. I discovered this in Asia. It's the best thing ever. You can use it to cut your washi tape, just like this. Okay, I'm gonna put this here. It makes this cool effect that looks like you're pinning down the sticky note, even though it's already pinned down, but you can create a cool effect like that. And then I don't think this is a washi tape roll actually. It's just a bunch of stickers, but they're transparent and there's something cool about that, you know? I'm gonna put this little guy here. I want to be one of those cool people that use tweezers to get their stickers and stuff, but that's not me. I feel like I'm not super precise anyway. I don't even know how to use those. that's good enough, you know? I got a bunch of these clips. This one is from Johan Studio, which is also an artist that I found at the Taipei Illustration Fair. And then this one is more generic from Penco. You can get this at like, yeah, pretty much any stationery store. This was also from a stationery store. The brand is Kakimori. Pretty sure I got it at Tokyo Hands. But usually I'll just pin my sketchbook like this so that I have more stability. This one's kind of small though. Maybe I'll use this guy. Oh my god, this one's even smaller. Okay, this one it is then. I should have got a bigger one, actually. They had even bigger clips. Okay, dip pen time. So I thought what would be fun is if I just drew a bunch of things that I found in Asia, like this Chikawa pop-up had a lot of random cute things that I can reference. So I'ma do that and have my phone here as reference. All right, this first ink is from Sailor and I'm really excited to use it. Whoa. Okay, I don't know why I dipped it so many times. You don't have to, but look at how the ink just falls into the grooves. Isn't that so cool? I don't know how deep I should be dipping it, but ooh, I kind of got a lot. All right, the moment of truth. Whoa, oh my god, it's so inky. I have it angled a little high right now, but if I angle it even lower, I can make these broader strokes, like that. I think also because I'm not super used to how this works, I feel like every time I put my pen down just to write, I don't know what I'm expecting. So right now it's pretty inky. Like you can see I put a lot of ink down. I don't know if that's normal, but I'm gonna keep going and see what happens. Hello, it's voiceover me. I just wanted to jump in quickly to thank you guys for watching my videos. I can't believe we hit 20K. That's so crazy to me because when I started out this channel, it was mostly just for me. I mean, it was entirely just for me, just a place for me to make videos because growing up, videos have always been something that I've been interested in making. I wasn't really sure what the vibe was gonna be or what kind of content I wanted to make, but I just wanted to make videos just to make videos. And I also wasn't making it for anyone. I wasn't really posting it anywhere in the sense of like advertising it on my Instagram, which is my main channel, or talking about it anywhere. I just wanted to make it for myself and whatever happens happens. So it's so crazy now to see that there's 20,000 of you guys. Like what the heck, I can't even imagine that many people in a room watching, I don't know, me draw or do sketchbook tours. So that's kind of crazy. But I also just wanted to say, like, in the last couple of weeks my store has been open and I had my sketchbooks up for sale, but they sold out within like a day or two, so I'm also very grateful for that. And I think because I really underestimated how many people wanted sketchbooks, I didn't order that many, so this time I'm gonna have pre-orders for the sketchbooks again. I did have pre-orders back in December and a couple of you guys mentioned that you were interested in that. I had that open. I think at the time though, the sketchbooks and my channel didn't have as much traction, but after a couple of months of posting more content and the sketchbooks, more people have been interested. So by the time the pre-orders were shipped out and my store was open, I just couldn't accommodate for all the new people that were interested in sketchbooks. So I'm thinking of doing another set of pre-orders coming up, and I can't say when that will be ready. Maybe sometime in May. I'm not sure. I'm still trying to figure out in the US with all the tariffs that are happening. So RIP small businesses. Hopefully you guys can be patient a bit with us while we figured that out with our president and the tariffs, you know? If you don't know anything about the tariffs, essentially we're getting additional fees on our wholesale manufacturing. So it's going to increase the cost for small businesses and artists to create things overseas. In my case, I make apparel and sketchbooks overseas, so it's gonna cost us a little bit more. So we're still figuring that out, but once I figure that out, I will share with you guys when the pre-orders will be available. Okay, related to the Kakimori fountain pen, I realized after filming this and just doing more research on inks that shaking the ink violently is not the way to go. So I kind of did that in this video, but the recommendation is to lightly and gently shake your ink if it has a shimmer or a sheen. If you have a eyedropper, that's another way to mix around your ink. So that's another recommendation. The Dominant Industries ink that I have is actually one of the inks that you should use the eyedropper that comes with it, and that's how you swish around the ink instead. If you haven't noticed, my obsession for fountain pens and inks has increased ginormously after my trip to Taiwan and Japan. I got so many inks. If you saw my last video with my Asia haul, I go over all the inks that I have, but truly what I would love to do is to go in depth with all of the inks that I bought, even show you guys all the swatches that I've done, all the pages and all the inks that I've tried using them on. However, life has gotten a hold of me. I've been super busy recently. After getting back from Asia, I had to readjust to my working schedule, just figure out like all the things I need to do, catch up on work. If you didn't know, outside of YouTube, what I do for work is I'm a full-time artist, and so I work with clients to work on their branding or their websites or illustrations. I also have a Patreon, so every month I create content and illustrations that I send out as physical and digital rewards for patrons. So if you're interested in that, you can check out my Patreon at Pikarar. I also run an online store where I make apparel, I make stationery, and all sorts of goodies like the sketchbooks. So that's also happening. I also host an annual art market based in Seattle, so it takes a lot of months to organize that. And on top of that, I do my own conventions. I travel to do trade shows. I also write books, yada yada yada. Like there's a bunch of things that I'm working on, and so as much as I would love to do more deep dives on fountain pens and inks and just sit down and draw for hours and hours, it's been getting difficult to make time for that. And so I think I just need to survive like the next couple of weeks since I'm catching up on work. So gotta finish all of my work, make sure everything is in line, and then I'm gonna spend a lot of time just drawing and just dilly-dallying. So yeah, bear with me. I'm reading all the comments, and I love that I'm getting so many of you guys interested in fountain pens and inks, which that makes me really happy because I feel like I found my people. So I love that for us, but I am reading them. I do want to make more videos on fountain pens and inks. If you don't see as many videos coming out with that type of content, it's just because I've been busy, but they are on the back burner. They are gonna happen. I make things happen, so stay tuned. Alright, so if you want to change the ink color, you just have to dip the pen into water like this. This ink is really light, so you can't really see, but then you'll dry it. I still see a little bit of ink in the little grooves, so I'm gonna keep washing it. Okay, I don't see any ink getting onto the tissue, and I don't see any in the grooves, so now's a good time to switch colors. This next one I have is from Dominant Industry. The color is Snowfield, and it has this like metallic blue. It's so fancy. It comes with a little eyedropper in case your pen refills ink via eyedropper. And then here's Snowfield. You can see the shimmers on the bottom, so I'm going to mix that up until it gets evenly mixed. I don't know if this is placebo, but sometimes I will also just leave it upside down like this to get the shimmer on the bottom. I don't know. Is that a thing? Can my fountain pen people tell me if that's real? I feel like this page is still wet, so maybe what I can do is add this little sheet in between. And then, oh, actually, I do have a page that I haven't finished. It's this previous page. I was testing out another shimmer ink. It was really shimmery on this page. Let me see if I can get it on camera. Yeah, you see that gold? It's like gold and blue. It's kind of settled. But I was also testing it on this page. So I think I'll complete this page with Snowfield. Whoa! Whoa, it's kind of foamy. I think that was from me just shaking it around. Here we go. This color is really light compared to this other blue that I have, which is also from Dominant Industry. So this ink that I'm using is from Dominant Industries, which is based in Korea. I'm actually going to Korea end of July for a festival. If anyone is, I don't know, in Korea or going to Korea, there is an illustration festival in Seoul end of July, and I will be there as a vendor. But I'm also gonna visit, definitely, if I can, if I have time. I'm gonna make time to visit Dominant Industries headquarters, and they have this touring and this booking where you can actually make your own ink. So I'm gonna go and try to make my own ink and just check out all of their ink collections. Apparently you can also test out their pens and their inks, so I would love to do that. I also learned that shimmers and sheens are different. So I think historically in my videos, I've been calling everything shimmer. So sheen is when a color will transition from, let's say, like one hue to another hue. So you might be writing in blue, and then at the end of your stroke, the color starts to become like a reddish color instead, versus shimmer is kind of like glitter or, you know, like a sparkly gel pen kind of effect. So this Dominant Industry ink that I have is a shimmer, and it's very sparkly at the end. Lately, I've been gravitating towards more sheens. So in the future, I think I'll start to look for more inks that transition from one hue to the next. Ta-da! I finished this page and this page. Overall, I really enjoyed the broad side of the Kakimori, but you know, again, it's because I really like the thick lines. It also felt so smooth when I was doing it. Coloring this was really fun too, like watching the ink just swoosh around. It did make my paper a little bit wrinkly, just a little bit. I don't know if you can see, but it didn't go through. And the shimmer you can see in certain angles, which is really nice. And this blue is just so gentle. And then on this page, the gray, I really love when the color starts to look kind of purple too, like especially in these darker areas. Yeah, it was really fun to use for the first time. I love that there's different angles, and it was cool seeing the textures go from thick to thin. I hope you guys enjoyed that, and if you were drawing or working with me, thanks for following along. I hope that we can draw together some more in the future. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Okay, bye!